Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com, is brought to you by RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. And by Innovation Performance Technologies, racing to innovate.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. Now, if you are a car builder or if you've had a car restored for any length of time, you know communication is key. Now, Mike, you're here from Ion Classic to tell us that Ion Classic is the best way to document restorations. Why is it so important to have that documentation?
Documentation is key when you're doing a build or a restoration. So if you're helping a customer build his dream car, like this 33 Ford we've got here behind us, or you're just doing a repaint job or something, right? Understanding what happens at that time during that process is key. And keeping customers engaged with you as you're doing these builds and these restorations is absolutely a fabulous way to kind of make sure they understand the value of all your workmanship and craftsmanship that's being poured into these vehicles. And as you know, the cost of these vehicles these days and the cost of doing these restorations is astronomical. And making sure that it's documented well, and that documentation for Ion Classic, the way we do it is we not only help you collect all this restoration documentation, whether it's one of your shop technicians, a dozen of your shop technicians, or even people that are working on cars outside of your shop. So if you're using an upholstery shop, shall we say. All of those folks are all coordinated through the Ion Classic platform. And we put all of this material together, all this content, and whether you're doing receipts and pictures of the actual parts of the build, paint jobs, everything that you're doing. And we keep it in one place, secure and backed up in the cloud. And we coordinate all that so that the owner can follow along in real time. And I think that's really some of the key things. There's many other elements we can talk about, but the fact that we take all the pictures, all the material, we store it, we coordinate it, and then we allow them to follow along in real time. And as somebody who's been in the car business a long time, you know that if they can understand what's happening every day of their build, they're a lot happier customer.
And I've been in a lot of build shops, and from their end, they're taking 1 million photos, trying to keep it organized, and then maybe it goes off to paint. Well, you tell the painter, can you paint it over there, or the upholstery guy, and now you've got to figure out how to assemble all of that. You've streamlined the process, to say the least.
You're absolutely right, and I think what we found when we were talking to a lot of the shops when they're looking at this platform is that we didn't realize how much of a problem it was for them to take, store, and coordinate all these pictures from all these different sources. And customers, when they leave with their vehicles, they want all that information. They want to be able to hold it and be able to have it. And it used to be days gone by, it was a bill book. So now it's all online. And when we coordinate all that, whether it's your technicians or the technicians in something like an upholstery shop, they're all coordinated for you. And with one simple email address, and I think this is really important, for this 33 Ford, we've taken some pictures, put them online. You can see them there on the last app right there.
Yep.
And if you click them, it'll actually show you the pictures as you scroll through them. With one simple email, we can take all of that data that's stored from that particular car as it went through the process and transfer it to the owner. Follows the owner from owner to owner to owner. And we started this as an amateur restoration person who's built cars and then sold them at auction. I thought, what an advantage it would be for that next owner to have everything that I've done fully documented, which I did. It was thousands of pictures at their fingertips. And interesting is for them to have their friend follow along. And in the car business and in the car hobby, we all know folks that are car folks, and they want to be able to follow along and see the progress of your car.
And I see the QR codes too, when he takes his car to a show.
Yeah.
How do they use that?
This is an exciting feature we just added last year. So the app is fully integrated now with QR codes. And some people like to make them little placards, so you can basically have a placard in the windshield. Some like to use a sticker. And for shops, some of them like to have build sheets that follow the car along through the shop so the technicians find them. But what we've done is we've connected these QR codes to the builder. So now if I'm building a car and after a year, 2 years, 3 years of a restoration, and it goes out to a car show, and somebody goes, wow, I'd always dreamed of having a 33 Ford Roadster. And they hit that QR code, it brings up the app, and you'll see the full information on the actual car, so you can actually see the details of the vehicle. So you can see the owner, and you also see the shop that built it. And we think that's probably one of the biggest values is there's some amazing craftsmanship that comes out of so many of these restoration shops and builders when they're doing custom cars from scratch. How do you connect the work after it leaves the shop? And that's how we do it. We do it through these QR codes so that people in these car events and parades and car shows, they could instantly find out everything they could through the old-fashioned playbook, have it on their phone, but also get instantly connected to the shop that built it.
It's the perfect way to document your vehicle, tell your vehicle story from start to finish, whether you're the builder or the owner. This is a must-have. You can find it at ionclassic.com. And you can find more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonfireTools.com when we come back. Do not go anywhere.